All right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our session, Navigating Tumult and Change in the Gulf of Mottama. And this is a presentation prepared by the Myanmar Coastal Conservation Lab with the Gulf of Mottama project. So Myanmar Coastal Conservation Lab, or MCCL, is a youth-led conservation group in Myanmar. And I've worked closely with them and Gulf of Mottama project since 2017. So navigating tumult and change is nothing new. Gulf of Mottama, this is a really rich and dynamic system in this kind of nook of the coastline in Myanmar, as you can see from that orange asterisk. And it is the most largest perennially turbid area in the world, with inputs from 4 major rivers, including the Sitang and Tanlin rivers. So it offers a rich ecosystem, both in its waters and in its plains, that supports livelihoods of fisheries and agriculture, and habitat for threatened species such as migratory birds, marine mammals, and marine turtles. The symmetry means that it has extreme tides, as you can see from this footage, not very professional footage, right? From the flats, rather. And apart from, and this tide comes with a tidal bore in the Sitang River, which is surfable, but more importantly, it erodes away at the villages and agricultural lands on either side, the Mon State and Bago region side of the river. And this cycles back and forth between the sides. And most recently, it has been Bago region that has lost literally whole villages that have had to be relocated. And here's a photo of part of one of those relocated villages. There's also drought during the dry season, catastrophic flooding during the rainy season. And of course, there is a lot of internal as well as international migration searching for livelihoods. So this is an area that's defined in many ways by dynamic change. And this has only been intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic and as of 4 months ago, the military taking over control of the country. And so today we wanted to share a bit with you about this really special area of communities that live there and the work that the Gulf of Mottama project and its collaborators are doing to support sustainable management through all sorts of uncertainty, change, and tumult. So the Gulf of Mottama project, GOMP, is a project of the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. It's implemented by Helvetas Myanmar, Network Activities Group, and IUCN, with close collaboration of partners at Banca, MCCL, and Worldview International Foundation. And the presentation today, as I mentioned, is mainly a product of MCCL's work. A lot of the GOMP staff are very difficult to reach right now, very overextended. But this is actually a great opportunity for the young staff and interns at MCCL to present internationally. So we really appreciate having this platform. The Gulf of Mottama project takes an integrated approach to fisheries and other natural resource management, biodiversity conservation, and resilient communities, including livelihoods, as well as governance that links these different sectors together. The project's been active since 2015, working in the northern townships of Mon State, as you can see on the right, and the 3 coastal townships of Bago region in the upper left, centered largely around the establishment and management of the Gulf of Mottama Ramsar site in red as of 2017, which was expanded last year to the yellow and orange areas. And the Gulf of Mottama Management Plan, which was developed through stakeholder consultations, is a guiding document, not only for Gulf of Mottama project activities, but for all stakeholders engaged in long-term management. And it outlines an integrated pathway with vision by which the unique biodiversity of the Gulf of Mottama is conserved and sustainably developed in order to benefit the human communities depending on it. And these principles run through the management plan, the management approach, which is really centered around co-management via an ecosystem approach to fisheries management, which you'll hear more about later. The foundation of this are the Village Development Committees, or VDCs, which are established in each of the 60 project villages, which have fisher groups, farmer groups, income generating activity groups, and conservation groups in some of the villages. And then on the national scale, there was this Coastal Resource Management Committee, the CRMC, which consisted of several different departments meant to work together for integrated coastal management, as well as a similar body with the National Wetland Committee. And one could say, maybe let's say over the past decade, that there has been a trend toward decentralization of natural resource management, and this is true for coastal management. So there have been mandated formations of state and region level CRMCs. And then the township level is where the project's really been working to establish a really functional implementing, a set of functional implementing bodies to link these state and national level initiatives with village level decision making. And so we have diverse stakeholders involved in this co-management approach, and the project's role has really been building capacity and facilitating this process. From a fisheries focus, there are township level fisheries development associations that eventually feed up to the Myanmar Fisheries Partnership. And these FDAs are representatives of the Village Development Committee Fisher Group. So it's in this context that we're seeing that we're implementing a lot of activities, and I'm going to cycle quickly through these because it's a complex project, but I really want people to appreciate the scope and scale of what's being done. And there have been also some really great advances made in updating state and region level fisheries laws. At the national level, the freshwater fisheries law has been updated already, with the marine fisheries law in process. And so as you can see, it's a complex project, and it's actually been really wonderful to get to learn across different sectors and to try to bring these diverse components in together. And you'll hear more about some of these components later today. So as of the beginning of 2020, we've had a lot of really exciting outcomes, a lot of wonderful work underway. This is just a quick summary, not even a complete summary. And this was achieved during the first 2 phases of the project. We're now in the last year of the second phase, third phase coming up next year. And of course, COVID. And Myanmar is one of those countries that really does not have strong health infrastructure. And we've seen impact similar to many other places, just a slowing of the economy, substantial income reduction, even more limited access to public services. This has been somewhat mitigated by cash support from the government, but increasingly people, including fishers who are already chronically in debt, are taking out more loans. Debt is increasing. So this is definitely a problematic situation. This impact's been buffered somewhat by stocks that have increased through management efforts, but that is not enough to slow the decline in income. And of course, project efforts, attentions really shifted for a while to emergency response rather than management. We shifted to online data collection through interviews, which worked remarkably well. We had surprisingly good ability to do video calls with villages. We shifted to online trainings, which allowed us to reach a broader audience, which was a big positive. So we were adapting. And then February 1st, the military took control of the country. And as you can see from this kind of set of snapshot, it's really affected pretty much every arena of life in the country, including those very relevant and critical to the Gulf of Mottama communities and Gulf of Mottama project function. So what we've seen is that government functions have largely ceased, with an uncertain future for the CRMCs and other management efforts. international projects are no longer really engaging with any government offices, including universities. This really piles on top of the disruptions already brought by the pandemic. And one of our adaptations to the pandemic, which was relying on online communication, has now been really severely curtailed. And this is on top of security issues, social impacts, broader economic impacts. So we're shifting now to more local, focus on local institutions, which you'll hear a little more about. And this also includes shifting our capacity building for research to NGOs and CSOs instead of universities. And this makes planning for the next phase challenging, but how can the project implement sustainable management with such uncertainty? So you'll hear a little more about mainly MCCL's work. MCCL, again, is a collaborator of the project. And I'm going to share one of the kind of pivotal activities with fisheries management on behalf of Dr. Kenneth McKay, who's a long-term fisheries advisor to the project. And he was working with data provided from fisheries officer Cha Tu Ang. So early in the project, village fishers identified illegal fishing as a major problem, particularly the Tansagabai net, which is a small mesh stake net that was catching juveniles of commercially important species. The project facilitated dialogue with the Department of Fisheries and other agencies, as well as these fisher development associations and private sector, and resulted in these regular patrols from 2017 through early 2020, where considerable amount of illegal gears were seized and destroyed very flamboyantly. Boats were seized, fishers arrested and fined, and there is an estimated 85% reduction in illegal fisheries operators. And with this came a pretty substantial increase in fish catches, particularly of croaker, but also seen for river hilsa, mango fish, and mixed mullet. So this is really hailed as a really encouraging outcome for the project and really all of the stakeholders' effort. But with the current situation, we're likely going to see a return to illegal fishing due to a lack of patrol, because this again was dependent on government officials participating, as well as more severely restricted livelihood options. And so with that, I'd like to turn over to the pre-recorded presentations by our colleagues at MCCL. We pre-recorded just because we weren't sure of internet access there. I'm going to switch to the video. And Wente, Yin Yin, if you guys want to speak up at any time, please do. But for now, please enjoy their presentation.
Hello, we are presenting from Yamako.
Wait. Can I check, can everyone hear the sound? And someone just send me a quick chat message. All right, thank you. Sorry, there seems to have been something wrong with the screen share. It's very late here. That's my excuse. I'll try again. Okay. Okay, screen share. Okay.
Hello, we are presenting from Yamacosta Conservation Lab. My name is Nyente. I'm a team leader in Yamacosta Conservation Lab.
Hello, my name is Bayamo. I'm working as student intern at Yamacosta Conservation Lab.
Hello, my name is Nancy Sumo. I am a assistant at NCN.
Yabi. Hi, my name is Wente. I am one of the 3 co-founders of Yamacosta Conservation Lab, and now I'm working as Ramsar advisor in the Gulf of Mottama project. So I'm gonna talk about like the EAFM or ecosystem approach fishery management that Gulf of Mottama project is planning for the resource management. So the close interactions of ecological systems and coastal communities impose complex socio-ecological systems, which is challenging for effective management of these systems and wise use of these resources. The project was largely centered on fisheries, and now we are working to integrate mangroves, marine mammals conservation, plastic waste, and other issues through ecosystem approach to fishery management or EAFM. The EAFM in GOMP would be co-management of natural resources through designation of co-management zones in the Gulf. Originally, the management plan is mainly focused via coastal resource management committees with the township working groups. With the current political situation, the focus has shifted to township working groups. At the main constraint is indirectly engaging with government institution even in the township level. The project initiated on the development of the village level EAFM management plan. We conducted a series of village cluster consultation workshops in each township of both Mon State and Bago region. In each workshop, we identified fishery management unit or co-management area where the communities prefer to focus their EAFM management efforts. Then we identified current issues in fishery and natural resource management, and based on the issues, we developed the goals and objectives of the co-management activities in each area. Currently, we identify 9 co-management areas, 5 in Mon State and 4 in Bago region. A total of 59 coastal villages were covered in 9 co-management areas. Among them, 45 villages were project villages and 14 of them are non-project villages. In consideration of the issues, the key objective of EAFM were identified under 3 main thematic areas: ecological well-being, social well-being, and governance. The issues in ecology and natural resource management includes conversion of mangroves and other habitats into farmland, habitat loss for commercially important fishery species, declination of fish catch due to overfishing and illegal fishing, bird hunting, bycatch of marine megafauna, and coastal erosion. Therefore, the outputs of the objective of ecological well-being will be dealing with natural resource management and biodiversity conservation, rehabilitation of coastal ecosystems and habitats, and strengthening applied research to inform decision-making for its management. The challenging social issues in the communities of Gulf of Mottama include unstable income due to low diversity of livelihoods, migration, and the market system failure. Moreover, there are also limited social capital in natural resource management, as communities are strongly dependent on natural resources, yet they have very limited formal skills and knowledges in natural resources and management, and therefore they are lacking interest in participation for the management activities. As a result, the output of the objective of social well-being is focused on technical skill development for fishery and agricultural development, coordinating market opportunities, vocational skill development to amplify livelihood diversity, connecting with financial access through microfinance institutions. Finally, the issues and challenges in resource governance are difficulties in coordination with governance institutions and low level of engagement and supports by the institutions to the communities. On the other hand, the local communities also lack in motivation to participate in conservation and resource governance. So in order to improve the governance system, the outputs of Objective 3 relates to development of co-management committees, strengthening human resources of the institutions and the committees, establishment of sustainable financial mechanism, and development of management plan for the co-management area. Based on the outputs in each of 3 objectives, the project will identify management actions and develop village-level co-management committee in each co-management area in collaboration with relevant villages and other stakeholders. The co-management committee will be key implementation and coordination body to implement management actions in the coming project phase. The committees are aiming to have supports from township-level technical working group, which composed mainly of key government departments such as Department of Fisheries, Forest Department, and other stakeholders, including university, civil society organizations, and private sectors. However, there is still limitation in development of EFM due to COVID-19, such as travel restrictions, limitation in face-to-face consultation with stakeholders. In addition, current political situation also impose more challenges in coordination and collaboration with government departments.
Hello, my name is Sumutri. I am a research assistant working at Myanmar Coastal Conservation Lab. I'm going to present about ecosystem evaluation process at the Gulf of Mottama. With support from Gulf of Mottama, the MCCI is assessing the value of ecosystem services from mangrove, mudflats, coastal grassland, river, and stream. We are working to understand how people directly use and otherwise benefit from these habitats. Our aim is to provide information on the economic and otherwise passive value of this habitat to township and village level decision makers. There have been local conflict over land use decisions in the past, mainly related to the destruction of mangrove habitat for rice paddy field. UMB and collaborator Worldview International Foundation Myanmar have worked with community to begin the process of registering for community forest certificates, allowing them to manage their mangrove areas. With the current political situation, it is unclear what the future of land management will be. At the moment, UMB is supporting mangrove plantation efforts at 3 villages, with local fishery development association leading implementation of these efforts.
Hello, my name is Mojo Haim. I am working as a research assistant in Myanmar Coastal Conservation Lab. Now I'm going to talk about MCCI's work on marine megafauna in Gulf of Mottama. In late 2018, Myanmar Coastal Conservation Lab confirmed the presence of 3 species of nearshore small cetaceans. They are Indo-Pacific finless potback, ARA dolphin, and Indo-Pacific humpback dolphin. This was based on interviews with fishers who shared their ecological knowledge on this animal, having us identify a good location to begin our boat-based surveys. The major concern for conservation of these species is bycatch and local fishing gear, mainly stock nets and sauropods in gate-drilled nets. We also know that there is local consumption of dolphin and porpoise products. A big challenge is how to address bycatch without alienating the fishing communities. For this reason, close collaboration with both the Department of Fisheries and fishing communities is necessary. Otherwise, there is a risk that the Department of Fisheries might try to control bycatch too strongly, which will discourage community members from collaborating on marine mammal conservation. We are now working to explore community interests in marine megafauna research, marine megafauna conservation and research. For example, we hope to start acoustic monitoring of finless potbacks and windy features to help deploying and hauling recording devices. We also want to run stranded response training and to provide GPS-equipped smartphones for citizen science, recording of dolphins and potbacks sighting locations. So far, several fishers have expressed interested in participating in this work. We are also exploring ways to make awareness materials that will actually be useful instead of posters that will be ignored. With COVID-19 and now the political situation, we have not been able to go on regular home-based surveys. However, we maintain communication with the village to continue building a trusting relationship. We are now able to continue interviews on local ecological knowledge and on bycatch, and have also started to collect data on marine turtles, sharks, and reefs. Thank you very much for your listening.
Now, I would like to present about MCC activity on plastic reduction in Gulf of Mottama. In 2018, we conducted a study on stakeholder perception and behaviors related to plastic waste and rural and urban areas. For this, we trained our team of youth and student interns on interview-based data collection. We found that many people were interested in reducing plastic waste but were not sure how. There were some people who were particularly proactive in their thinking on how to reduce plastic waste and amplifying their voices in ideal way how with future solutions. For fishing community, plastic waste is a big inconvenience. It got caught in both propellers and also it caught along with fish and shrimp in the nest. Because it is so difficult to separate when it is still wet, the women have to work for a long time to separate it from the fish. For the shrimp, they boil it all together before drying the shrimp out. Then they have to use sieve to separate them. Different villages have expressed strong interest in working with us on plastic issue. This is a big challenge for them because there is not any infrastructure for collection of plastic from many of the villages. They do not produce more of the plastic that comes to their waterhouse and coastline. Gulf of Mottama is planning to implement high temperature incinerators that reduce the harmful gases from burning plastic. We are hoping we can share stories and awareness about plastic waste from the villages to urban areas and decision makers. We also are interested to explore creative ways to deal with the plastic waste problem. In one village near the big city of Mottama, they received many more local tourists during the COVID pandemic because they were the closest beach. This brought more plastic pollution. The community wants to work to reduce this, and we hope to work on a creative awareness campaign for visitors. We previously ran plastic waste awareness campaign through Bago and Mottama University. At Bago University, and particularly the former restaurant were launching in a campus-wide plastic waste reduction campaign that we collaborated on. Our work with university included bringing students out for plastic clean up on a village coastline. Local middle school students also joined it. With the current political situation, we are no longer able to directly engage with university in this way. However, we still plan to work with students who are interested in participating in plastic awareness and reduction activities. Thank you for your listening.
Today, I'm going to present most significant change system on evaluation and monitoring of Gulf of Mottama project impacts on their communities. To supplement Gulf of Mottama project's qualitative monitoring and evaluation system, we implemented collection of qualitative information on Gulf of Mottama project's impact on communities. We used the most significant change approach to collect stories from community members about important changes that have happened through the project. We selected 2 villages, Milau and Angkenta. Each village is visited every 6 months where possible. At each village, community members selected 3 domains or topics that they wanted us to evaluate. We also include well-being changes that are needed and any problem with project implementation. In Milaus, there are 3 domains: skill and training, livelihood, and participation. In Angkenta, there are 4 domains: fish and aquatic resource conservation, natural disaster preparedness, in-kind and financial management, and the last is well-being and community development. Generally, villagers report many positive impacts from GOMP activities. This includes benefits in terms of technical skills and knowledge. For example, through training on livelihood skills, agriculture techniques, and financial management. This also includes low-interest loan systems, including the revolving fund system implemented in project villages. Something that is particularly interesting is that many villagers reported feeling more confident and better to be able to communicate and collaborate with each other and with other stakeholders. Several expressed pride in their environment is improving their communities. Challenges included the difficulty of making time to attend project activities. Women especially requested that activity times be changed to a time of day when they could more easily attend. Some women reported conflict in their household at the beginning of their involvement with project activities. This is concerning, and we will present more about gender in the next session. However, these women also said their husband eventually accepted their participation in activities outside of the household. There were also some disagreement over the management of money and some benefit from the project. However, this was mentioned less during our recent visits. Here are some quotes from the visits. With the help of training, I can now participate in FDA organization and my communication skill is improving. I can communicate with others and go to everywhere now. I start doing some things which I never done before, such as taking care of personal hygiene, disposing garbage properly, and washing hands clearly before and after having meal. As I can grow with high quality paddy seed, I earn more and my livelihood better now. I'm also aware of financial management and making marketing because of the project. My livelihood became well too. While performing in the leadership role, I have to tackle needs and demands of the farmers, and now I realize the importance of understanding other needs and taking responsibility too. I can support my children's educational expense more than before. I can provide or treat them wherever they want. It is the most significant change in my social development. I'm delighted with my increased knowledge provided by the training. During the COVID-19, our visits were delayed. However, we were eventually able to arrange to interview with video call with the help of Gulf of Mottama project's community facilitator and monitors who regularly visit the villages. Now, however, access to the internet is very restricted, so this kind of data collection will not be possible now. We could try to do this with phone call or hope that the COVID situation does not go worse and we can visit village in person.
Now, I would like to present about gender in Gulf of Mottama. Gender equality is a priority for the GOMB. To help achieve this goal, International Water Management Institute planned to collaborate with GOMB on implementation the gender transformative approach in selected project villages. At the first step, they collaborate with NCCN to better understand different social groups and dynamics related to natural resource management in GOMB villages. The results applying qualitative tools such as key informant interview and focus group discussion in 5 villages in Mon and 6 villages in Bago region. In each village, 4 FDG were conducted in 4 groups. Men from wealthier households, men from poor households, women from wealthier households, and women from poor households. Then, key informant interviews were conducted to elaborate information on key findings other FDGs. The study identified violent resources used by different social groups, participation and influence in decision making, knowledge and power in violent resource management, and the impact of COVID-19 on their livelihood. The main review other wealthier men and poor men are primarily fishy, and women in wealthier households are more in trade fish. more in trading business such as salary feed, whereas the poor women involved more in fishy, animal husbandry, swimming and repairing fishing equipment and at dairy rubber. In turn, all the use of swollen by gender, more of the men work as fishermen and often in the fishing boat in the sea. They can be away from the village for up to 50 days a month. Women tend to work in fish processing, swim processing, and manage small, short, salary fish to fishy corridor and salary fish adventure. Women participation is more than men in attended meeting because men does not have time to participate as they are busy with their respective livelihood, and they are critical in sharing their assessment about information in the meeting. However, some poor women can participate in meeting as they are take care of their children at home. And despite their participation in meeting, women rarely include in the decision making, and more decisions come from the administrator or village leader, which are men. In the household level, men usually are the household leader and make decisions, but sometimes they do share decision making with their wives. Here, some call from the interview. The women are like a mother. I attended the meeting and listened to what others say, but I don't say anything because I don't have the knowledge. And women that has knowledge about violence and they tend to focus on personal feelings. Women are like experience and need training in the future to develop knowledge about violence. And can we add NCC and is collaborating with IWNI in creating narrated video to document gender role in natural resource management of violence. After all the research, we will continue to work in that interview with community to gain deeper insight implementing gender transformation approach for gender equality in Gulf of Mottama. Due to current situation, travel restriction, limitation to do face-to-face meeting and discussion, coordination and collaborating with government discipline are challenging in continuing this activity.
Yabi. Good job.
So thank you for the MCCL team's work on this, and they also collected some interviews.
Diga Kulu Sanama Piano, Ijama Lura Tina, Sanabla Pia through Naimamora. Through Sanabia, the Kulu do 16 years. Laura Royaro, Kim Matoya, Chananga Madora Simati. Illumuri Sanari Piano to our Lamba MC. Ponano Blue Camera who are Kolu do the Manigle, Manu so that Sarah Pioma. Simply Kuri Lalo Sadamaria, Dokayali. Yanchina, Ejanchina, Kokamu Lozaya and Simpi Lavi. Timaro Lozaya and Simpi, the Zika and Simpi Jada. Timaro Mapina Luzuna, a low other Simpi.
Tamu jada ga thoti jada kanam bai li yet kanam bai le yet de amyu ta ga jada tu ga kanam bai cha lo no le mi bo ma we ya bo nya ma ko we ya bu ko le yang ga ya da bo edi covid yoga ma jada to de ya di ywa ma ro to li u lauk sa kan sa lo me ya do lauk sa kan sa lo me ya da kha jada to ma ga do blo le tu a chu khan sa khwe ro ma si ji bo no ku ni kha ma do sa won ni ywe le khak ke phit Masida Kajaro, Tidoma, Kaka, Amai, Junguia, no? Do you allow your young? Elum, you Kaka, Junguia, Tabi met Roria, ဘယ်လိုလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အခုချင်းငွေတွေယူလာတဲ့လူတွေလည်းရှိကြတယ်ပြန်မဆက်နိုင်တာတွေလည်းအများကြီးဖြစ်ကြတယ်ဒီရွာမှာတော့အကုန်လုံးအဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေဖြစ်တာတော့ရှိတယ်ပြင်ဖြစ်လားစစ်ဆက်တော့ဒုက္ခရမှာပဲရှိမယ်ကောင်းလာမှာဆိုတာမရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ तू ကအဲ့ဒီယောဂတွေဘာတွေလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးအခုအေးဆေးဝါမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့လမ်းမဆက်တော့ရေးလဲကောင်းသွားမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ဒီကတော့သူတို့စာဝတ်နေရေးအဆင်ပြေသွားတော့နာကတော့ကြတော့အဲ့ဒီဒီရတော့ပဲမျှော်လင့်နေတယ်ဘယ်လိုပြောဒီရတော့မှဆိုတော့ဒီကနန်းတွေလည်းမွေးရမယ်ငါးဖားတွေလည်းဆာရလွယ်တယ်ဒီအပင်တွေကကြီးထွားလာတဲ့ခါကျတော့ဒီတားသမီးတွေတားဆင်မီးဆက်တော့သူတို့အကျိုးခံစားပြီးတော့ရှိမှာပေါ့သူတို့ဒီတော့ကတော့အပင်ပဲစိုက်ထားပေးမယ်အတိကျတော့သူတို့ခူးစားရမှာပေါ့
ဒီငါးဈေးကွက်ကိုမရတော့ပို့ပြီးတော့သိုးတယ်ငါးဈေးကွက်မရတခါငါးတဲ့စာစားလို့မရအောင်ဒါလေးနဲ့ကြွားမှာဒုက္ခအများကြီးကြီးကြည့်လားပွာလာစားအများကြီးသတိထားတယ်ပေါ့အခုကျွန်တော်ဆိုရင်တွားမဲ့လမ်းနေစီအောင်မှမတွားလို့မရဘူးဒီကိုဗစ်ယောဂါနဲ့ကြောက်နေရမိသားတစ်စုလုံးကြောက်နေရတယ်နောက်ကွာတွားပြီးတော့ကိုရွာတဲ့ဝင်လာခဲ့ပြီးကျွန်တော်ထဲမှာပါလာခဲ့ရင်ဒီတရွာလုံးအကုန်လုံးဒုက္ခတွေ့ပါမယ်ဒါကြောင့်ကိုဗစ်ယောဂါနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးရွာမှာတွားလာစားရတော်တော်လေးဆင်ခြင်သူကညပိုင်း7 နာရီမထွက်ရမနေ့4 နာရီဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီမှာတော်တော်ဒုက္ခရောက်တယ်အခုတန်ငါလှုပ်ရှားတော့ဗောတန်ငါလှုပ်ရှားတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့တန်ငါရေချိန်နဲ့တော့ရေချိန်ဆိုတော့9 နာရီစီးမယ်7 နာရီစီးမယ်ဒီနေ့ဆိုရင်ဒါမိုးချုပ်ရက်တွေရောက်တော့မယ်ဒါနောက်ရက်နောက်ဆက်ဒါမိုးချုပ်ပြီချုပ်တဲ့ချုပ်ပြီအခုကျွန်တော်ပြောမှရေချိန်ဆိုအခုကျွန်တော်လှထွက်ဆင်းရမယ်ဒါလေးတွေနဲ့အကုန်လှုပ်ရှားတယ်ဆိုတော့အချိန်မရှိဘူးတနေ့ကိုနိုင်ဝက်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကစုပ်ပြီးပတ်လေသွားတယ်မိုးလင်းရက်စီရင်မိုးချုပ်ရက်ကနိုင်ဝက်အဲ့လိုမျိုးဆော့သွားအခုကျွန်တော်ဒီနေ့7 နာရီဆိုရင်နောက်နေ့7 နာရီခွဲနောက်နေ့7 နာရီခွဲနောက်နေ့ကျရင်9 နာရီအဲ့လိုမျိုးအချိန်သွားတယ်ဆိုတော့သူတို့တတ်မှတ်နေတဲ့အချိန်နဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့နဲ့ဘလို့မှမအဆက်ဒုက္ခအများကြီးတွေ့ဒီနိုင်ငံကြီးကိစ္စနဲ့ပြောမှာဒါနေမီယုံစားဖို့တော့ခိုးတာများမယ်တိုက်တာများမယ်နောက်ပိုင်းစဉ်ပြောလို့ရှိရင်ဆရာမမရနဲ့နီးနေတော့ကြံဖန်ရတော့မှာပေါ့မိသားစုစားဖို့နေရတော့
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဟုတ်
ဒါမျိုးတွေအများကြီးဖြစ်လာနေဟုတ်ကဲ့အခုတူလှဲ့တဲ့ချိန်နဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီကသွားလှုပ်ရှားပြီးပြန်တဲ့အချိန်နဲ့စုံသွားကြည့်ဒုက္ခကသူတို့ဖန်သွားပြီးတဲ့တနှောမှာ3-4သိန်းကျွန်တော်တို့ဖို့ဘယ်လိုသတ်စားမသိတစ်ချက်အဲ့နည်းနည်းလေးချင်းချောင်းနေကျွန်တော်တို့ကအဖမ်းခံလို့မရဘူးလေတတိရှိတယ်မှန်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အဖမ်းခံလို့မရကိုနောက်မှာကိုမိသားစုအများကြီးရှိကိုတယောက်အတွက်ကြောင့်လည်းနောက်ပိုင်းမိသားစုဒုက္ခရောက်ဒါကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်လက်လွတ်ပြီးအခုဒီမျိုးဖြစ်လာအများပြဖြစ်လာခဲ့ရင်တခိုးတမပေါ်လာမှာမဆက်မစားဘူးနေမပြည့်စုံလာခဲ့ရင်လှုပ်ရတော့မှာပေါ့စစ်ဆက်ဗာမျိုးကအခုကာလဆိုတော့ဒီလိုပဲတဝန်စားတနေလွယ်ရတော့နေတက်ဖို့နေရနေလွယ်ပေါ့နေတက်ဖို့ရေးကြီးတယ်နေမတက်ရင်တည်ပြောရမှာ
And this quote didn't have any audio with it, but it just underscores how much of people's hopes is hinging on mangrove forests in places where they have them. So we are running low on time in part because I was showing a video that didn't belong, or I wasn't showing video properly. I do want to quickly give the MCCL team, if any of you want to have a chance to say hello, you can unmute yourselves and quickly say hi. I'll turn my camera on for now. So Winte, Yinyinte, hi team.
Hi.
Sorry about the timing, but I really loved your videos. I think you did a wonderful job sharing the scope of what you guys do during a difficult time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support too.
Of course. So please, everyone, let me share just the last slide with you guys, with everybody. Please do, slideshow view. Please do check out the MCCL Facebook page, as well as the Gulf of Mottama Project Facebook page and the Fishery Development Association of Thaton to learn more about the really extensive work. This is just a fraction of what's going on there. And thank you, Jesu Dimbare, to MCCL and to everyone listening, and of course to TBTI. Okay,